Well, today I'm going to be talking about the textured material grabber attachment. And this is an attachment for our small drones. And here I'm just going to be showing you guys the actual 3D design, and then I'll follow it up with the circuitry itself. But I just want to give a quick overview. Basically, this attachment would be placed on the bottom of the drone. The drone itself would be commanded to go to a specific location to pick something up and then drop something off. But the actual mechanism of picking something up and dropping it is within the attachment itself and not within the drone. So the drone would just take it to the desired location, but this here attachment has all the inner workings to make sure that suction can be created and suction can be cut off in order to pick up and drop said object. So here at the bottom, we've got our suction cup, which is connected to an air hose. And this air hose is going to be connected up to an air pump, or in our cases, um, um, a DC motor, as that's what Tinkercad has in order to allow us to simulate this, as well as an Arduino, a motor driver, and some extra batteries. So this would go down as soon as the suction cup touches an object and applies enough pressure. This push button, which is built in right here, would go ahead and trigger and start the air pump or DC motor in our case. That would create suction. Then this ultrasonic distance sensor, once you've made it to the drop zone, would detect when the ground or roof or wherever it is that the object needs to be taken is within 20 centimeters. As soon as it is, bam, the power is cut and suction is released. So let's go ahead and go over to the circuitry itself. So as you can see here, we've got our distance sensor, our motor driver, DC motor in our motor drivers over here, the L293D, which would normally be an L298N, but this works for Tinkercad purposes, as well as our DC motor, which normally would be an air pump. We've got our two 9-volt batteries and our Arduino, as well as a push button here. The code is pretty standard. We've got our variables all defined up here. A bool I would like to add on, because it's not as beginner friendly of a variable, is just a true or false, a yes or no question. So in this setup, basically, the bool, or the true or false question at hand, is simply asking, is suction on? And it starts off as false because nothing is happening yet, and then it's set to true once I press the button. And it's going to continue checking to see whether it's true or false. And as soon as it becomes false, it's going to release suction. Um, Additionally, another thing to add in inside our setup is we have input pull-up. This basically just allows you to not have to put in a resistor here. It uses the Arduino's built-in resistor, and it's basically saying that the Arduino is pretending that the button is already on until somebody presses it, and once somebody presses it, the button goes off. So I'm going to go ahead and press it. Oh, I need to start simulation. Start simulation, and then I'm going to go ahead and press it to start everything. You can see the motor is starting, but if you look at our serial monitor, we also have a waiting 30 seconds before checking distance. The motor's already going, but the ultrasonic distance sensor is not activating, and that is because I noticed that if you have that activating immediately, then as soon as you go to pick up an object, the sensor will activate and say, whoa, you're within 20 centimeters or 30 or whatever you'd like it just be set to. For now, it's 20, and it would immediately cut all power and release suction. So I decided to add a delay of 30 seconds just to allow it time to get off the ground and get away from anything that would allow it to shut off the motor. As you can see, we've got all of our coding here, so feel free to pause the video and look at it. From here, go ahead and move our distance sensor. So as you can see, currently detecting 93. As we continue to lower that distance, as soon as we get within 20 centimeters, you're going to see suction is off. Everything's cut, the motors are cut, and that would be, in essence, the suction releasing. Anyway, that's pretty much everything.